So what I'll do, I'll go through a quick introduction about Citadel Wallet, and then I'll dive into a little bit into all the announcements that we had this week. Like I said, this has been a crazy week. We've been preparing for it for a while. We had the Hashpack announcement, Hashpack strategic partnership announcement, HeadStarter and Builder Labs announcement, strategic partnership announcement just came out this morning. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, you can check the tweet from Citadel Wallet account. Everybody knows me as HBAR to the moon. My name is Andy, and I've been developing this hardware wallet for Hedera ecosystem. It's called Citadel Wallet. I've spent about 6 to 8 months already, really spending a lot of time developing this wallet, and we have made really good progress. And behind the scene all this time, I was working with Tudor from HeadStarter and his development team at Builder Labs to develop the software and firmware, secure software and firmware for the wallet. And Hashpack is, of course, the leading software wallet provider in Hedera ecosystem, one of the best, I would say. And we had to make sure that when the wallet comes out and goes to market, people can easily just pair it with Hashpack and do everything that they have been doing, interacting with the network directly or using the dApps that have been built on the network in a very seamless way. And that's the reason that we have partnered with both of these teams and projects. I think this is going to bring also a lot of new users from other Web3 ecosystems, seeing that there is a hardware wallet that supports all of Hedera's services. And it's not just for sending crypto or sending tokens. You can actually do your daily activities with the network using the hardware wallet paired with your favorite software wallet, and make sure that your private keys are all secure. So a little bit about the Hashpack partnership. Why is it a strategic partnership? Because we've been working directly with the Hashpack team, and they have been supporting us on the integration side right from I would say about a month or 2 months ago. And that was very important for us to be able to, right from the beginnings, work with the software wallet team to make sure that everything that we developed is going to be seamlessly integrated into the wallet, rather than completing the wallet firmware and software developments and then more issues come up in the future that you have to go back and start changing things. It was the right decision to get involved with the team early on, and the team has been very nice to our project and has been very responsive and very supportive, very excited about the hardware wallet as well. So this has been a perfect partnership with Hashpack, and I'm really excited to continue working with them and bringing all of those services from Hedera network to the Hedera ecosystem users who can just simply pair the wallet with Hashpack and start using it. That's on the Hashpack side. I'll give a chance a little later to Mark from Hashpack to also give his opinions about the importance of this collaboration. But let me also talk a little bit about the partnership with HeadStarter. HeadStarter is the premier IDO launchpad, the leading IDO launchpad on Hedera network, and they have been partnering with a lot of great projects, bringing them to market. Initially, they were supporting only tokens, so it was the IDO. Now they also support INOs, which is initial NFT offering, and that's where it's going to be very useful for our project, because we are going to conduct our wallet pre-orders, which are coming end of this month, through NFTs. We're embracing Web3. We're trying to do everything in an open and community-focused way, and doing the pre-orders through NFTs seemed like the perfect way to bring these wallets to market. And HeadStarter is going to be helping us on all of the Web3 infrastructure related things, helping us with the minting of the NFTs, with smart contracts that are needed for people to mint those NFTs, and just provide an easy, seamless experience for people to go to the website and start minting and pre-ordering their wallets. On top of that, HeadStarter also has the Builder Labs, which is the development arm of HeadStarter, and it's comprised of a team of very talented and experienced engineers, software developers, who have not only great experience in developing applications for Hedera, they have a great understanding of Hedera network, but they also have a lot of experience in developing secure IoT type firmware for secure IoT type devices. This requires a little bit of a different type of expertise. You need to know how to program this small low power microprocessor devices. It's a lower level programming language. And when I learned that the team has this expertise as well, on top of knowing everything Hedera related, it was just a no-brainer for me to also collaborate on that side of things. So I'm really happy that HeadStarter and Builder Labs will be supporting Citadel Wallet to build this really secure firmware and software, and also help with integrations with software wallets from the ecosystem like Hashpack. So that was mouthful. I'm gonna stop here. I do want to give a chance to Mark from Hashpack and Tudor from HeadStarter to talk about their experiences with working with with Citadel Wallet, and why they think this is an important collaboration for the Hedera ecosystem. You can go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much. I think this is massive news. I mean, one of the things that we have been seeing, I feel like since ever we got the ledger integration and all that, it's like, okay, so like, when are we going to be able to leverage all of the suite of services that the network provides? And this is something that so many community members have been asking about. It's like, okay, how do we do staking? Can I get my NFTs? How can I get all their HTS tokens? And finally, here pretty soon we're going to be able to have all of our favorite NFTs, HTS tokens, and also be able to interact with everything besides smart contracts. So if you want to engage in any in DeFi or anything like that, you'll be able to do that with Citadel Wallet. And the relationship has been great. I mean, we've been keeping a very close eye into everything that you guys have been doing. We understand that at the end of the day, building a hardware wallet is something kind of a big undertaking, and just seeing the vast experience that you have, building stuff from all your experience and all of that is very refreshing. And also having that security in mind, that's really the kind of the first priority when it comes to hardware wallets, obviously. So yeah, I mean, we're extremely excited. I think that on top of that, everything that you guys have been doing with HeadStarter, and the collaborations that we have been seeing between the three teams have been great. Always keeping in mind that at the end of the day, what we want to do here is to reach that inflection point where we see the mass adoption and making it extremely easy. That's something that we keep on the top of our minds, and having two teams that are constantly thinking about that as well is super, super nice. And so yeah, I mean, super excited for all of this. Think that there's a lot more that I'd like to say, but I'll pass it to Tudor, and then we can just kind of get into more of a discussion between all of them.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks for that, and thank you, Andy, for the lovely intro. It's an exciting day for sure. I cannot imagine. I mean, I can a bit imagine how you must feel, Andy. It's a momentous day for Citadel Wallet, for the Hedera community, because now finally we will be having access to all our favorite features on the Hedera network through a more secure self-custodian solution. And we really bought in 100% to the Citadel Wallet's vision and knowing how much effort Andy has been putting in behind the project, the level of detail to which he analyzes every aspect of the wallet, it is a sight to behold. It's truly inspiring to learn how well thought out not only the design, the functionalities of the wallet have been planned out to be, but more importantly, the security aspects of the wallet, as well as the future roadmap and scaling functionalities for the wallet, are second to none in the industry. I obviously don't want to take the shine. I'm sure, Andy, you can describe the Citadel Wallet better to everybody. It's a shame I'm not joined today by somebody from our development team, from Builder Labs. Obviously, between Builder Labs and Hashpack team, since we've been working together for a very long time, there's a lot of synergies there. There's a lot of bromance in the background, and it's been great to be working with them together. Obviously, the team at Hashpack is very representative for the Hedera network, and they have been leading and pioneering a lot of the activities and the initiatives that are brewing and growing inside our Hedera ecosystem. They're great ambassadors for Hedera, and obviously, as Andy said, the wallet solution is as well one of the best ones that we've seen in the crypto industry. I'm excited to be here today, excited to discuss in more detail about the Citadel Wallet, its functionalities, and also the Phygital NFT drop, which I think is a very unique innovation that we see in the Hedera network. I think that Phygital, when we speak about NFTs, we speak about what's the utility behind it, etc. And having NFTs like the ones of Citadel Wallet that are actually leveraging dynamic NFTs attributes, as well as bringing the Phygital aspect to it, I think is something unique in itself, and we're very happy to be working with great pioneers, ambassadors, and proposing to the community such an innovative solution.
Yeah, thanks, Tudor, for the good words and for explaining how the Phygital aspect of this whole thing is going to work. That's something that I've been thinking about right from the beginning. Should I just have people go on the website and order these wallets in a traditional way, or should we have the Web3 way of just embracing the Web3 and have the Web3 way of handling this? People order the NFTs and then they get the wallets when the wallets are available. And I think this is opening up so many different possibilities when you do things through NFTs, because people now have in their hands something that they own, and they always can show a proof of ownership of this future wallet that they're going to collect or claim. But at the same time, having that kind of a pass, that kind of a ticket in their hand, you can build a community on top of all the people that have been supporting you right from the beginning, and add extra privileges and utilities to those NFTs, especially with a project like a hardware wallet, where it is going to be an actual company and a business that has a strong business model of building wallets and services and selling the wallets. And some of that can flow then back into the NFT community and NFT project, which I've been spending a lot of time thinking about what are the best ways to do this. Since the industry is still new, there's some regulatory uncertainty about what you can do or what you can't do. But definitely in the near future, as some of those things clear out a little bit, we're going to be able to bring immense value to people who are going to participate and support the wallet through NFTs right from the beginning, and and our goal is to bring value back to those people. You talked about security as well, Tudor. Security is top priority for Citadel Wallet, and I know it's the top priority for any Web3 applications and for other networks or the net or Hedera network. I wanted to talk a little bit about the security. I did bring up NFT as well to the stage. I would like to give a chance to them to say if they have any comments. But at the end of these spaces, I'll also open up the stage to anybody else who wants to come up and ask a question or has any opinions about this partnership and collaboration. NFT, if you have anything to say, you can go ahead, and then we'll talk about the security of the wallet and security in general.
I just want to say that I'm so deeply excited for a lot of things that we're talking about here. One, I'm just excited to see the Citadel physical wallet coming to life. I think that we've all felt a gap in functionality with ledgers. I personally have a ledger, and I loved it for most of my blockchain activities, and it's always been such a bummer that I haven't been able to use it the way that I would love to use it on Hedera. So I'm just excited about that in general, but I'm also excited to see all these partnerships and these collaborations between players, where in any other ecosystem we'd look at each other as competitors, but we're opening up our arms to strategic and collaborative partnerships to improve and better the ecosystem. So I'm just really happy to see all of this, happening. Those are my comments, really. I think for myself also, I guess the last thing was the physical digital aspect. That's also something that we're really excited about, because we've done a little bit of that physical minting experience with our holiday sweaters before. And that's something we want to see in the long term. It's like, we're not just here for these degen plays. We want to change the world to some aspect, right? And maybe that's idealistic, but we want to see a world where we're bringing businesses aboard and retail users who maybe not care so much, but they just want to get a wallet, and they want to have a digital version of it as well, or they want to buy a shirt and they want to have a digital version of it as well, and it's exciting to see you on the frontier doing that and taking on that experiment.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, these NFTs are going to change everything. The kinds of utilities they add to the traditional way of doing things. A simple product, when you attach an NFT to a simple product, instantly, just for some reason, it becomes way more exciting, and you feel like you can do so much more with this concept of NFTs. Of course, the very first use case and utility of NFTs was to build communities, to have this kind of 10K collections of characters, and that I think has been an amazing use case, and that is not going to go away. Some people have been saying that this is just a hype, it's going to go away, but communities have always been an important part of human nature, and NFTs are just enhancing and making that stronger. There is no way this doesn't stay and even grow bigger. But NFTs can also be used as a utility to the project or to the product that you're making, and I couldn't agree more, that's for sure. I see Mark has a comment. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a quick comment into what you were talking about, the NFTs creating communities and utilities and so on. I mean, I think that what we're seeing right now is another change into how companies, brands, whatever, like engage with their end user, right? Like, I mean, 50 years ago, the closest relationship that you had with a brand was, from seeing it through the TV. Then kind of came the influencers and all of that, and that came with the ability for those users to relate to someone, and then with that also can relate to the brand in some way or another. But I think that now what the next shift is going to be where these brands, these companies like yourself, like what NFTer did with the NFTs, is going to be a direct relationship between those companies and their community members, and then all the utility that you can add on top is just going to be additional value that those users would have not been able to get back in the day. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick comment on that. But I think that the way that you're approaching it with you call it phygital NFTs, where you order them through NFTs, and then you basically can prove that where you were an early supporter of Citadel, and you were also that you don't only that you can prove that you own this hardware wallet. I think it's very neat, and yeah, I'm just super excited to also be able to see those NFTs inside of my Citadel wallet, which is going to be a big changer for everyone in the ecosystem.
Yeah, those are all great points. I mean, that was my goal right from the beginning, to be able to engage the community into something that you're building, you're just getting started to building. I'm excited about the project, but how do I make sure that people from outside the project feel as much ownership to the project as I do? And that's the way to do that is to create this communities based on NFTs. And I see a lot of Web2 traditional companies, like you're saying, brands, to start doing things like this, to offer NFTs, limited edition, that come with special utilities and privileges associated with the project. I see so many passion, like from traditional companies. You can see, like, for example, Tesla has so many hardcore fans that are on Twitter and other social media platforms promoting and supporting the project, the company, basically for free, but they don't get anything out of that. How cool it would be for Tesla to have some kind of NFT project. The owner of the NFT projects are kind of a part of the company, and they're already passionate and curious about the project or the company, and they help to promote the message of the company. Why not them also benefit from the success of the company? So that's where I see the future of traditional companies to be moving, companies and brands to be moving towards. And I completely agree with your observation. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And that's what we've been trying, being part of Web3, building in Web3, we had to embrace it, and we had to make sure that we bring that aspect to the project and the company. So it's not just a one-dimensional hardware wallet product company. I see there's many other hardware wallet companies and projects in the industry, crypto industry just in general. I see them having hard time promoting and getting people engaged with these projects and companies because they're looked at as just a simple electronic device. Hardware wallet, there's nothing special to the hardware wallet. Once you buy it, you start signing transactions. There's nothing else that you're gonna get excited for. Of course, it brings immense value and utility as this device that provides security to your assets. But outside of that, how do you build that community and the brand around this project that is just a simple device that signs transactions? And NFTs, I think, are the best way to do that. And we've been experimenting a little bit, also taking examples from other projects in the ecosystem who've been trying to do something similar. And I really respect all projects who are trying to do something new and experiment, even if it doesn't work 100%, but it's going to help everyone else, all the other players in the industry, to grow and evolve. That's on the utility side. That was a really good conversation. I'm not sure if Tudor has anything to add to the NFT side of things.
I just want to say that going back to the early days of HeadStarter, we've been Hedera community members for a very long time, and what we noticed early on is that a lot of the Hedera projects really need help with funding. There's a lot of very passionate people that are trying to build utility on the network. Obviously, the Hashgraph protocol has really opened up the imagination of a lot of H-barbarians to what can be built on the network. It's just that, unfortunately, at least in the early days, right, there was very little investor interest, and functionalities as well have been growing over time. So initially with HeadStarter, we thought that once smart contracts will start interacting with token service, fungible tokens and a launchpad for basically initial decentralized token offerings would be something that is very important, and it is still a key utility for projects out there that will leverage utility tokens inside their DApp or smart contracts, etc. Now, what we realized therefore early on, since we're so young in the early days of Web3, especially on Hedera, is that there are really a lot of ways that the Web3 industry is revolutionizing businesses, as we know. And there have been a lot of projects that are innovating on Hedera. Just looking at the latest ones collaborating with HeadStarter. Citadel Wallet, as Andy mentioned, it has a lot of innovative aspects when it comes to the way that they utilize the NFTs, the dynamic attributes, the phygital aspect of things, and the functionalities that will be built thereafter that we probably will be talking a bit later on. Also, Earthlings. They have utility NFTs that they drop with us. For example, the first town mint that they did a couple weeks back. Those are an innovation in itself. And all of this to go to the point that Web3 businesses obviously have a lot of pressure that they are building while facing the community. They have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders, and the board members of a normal company are the community members that you interact with on the Discord, on Twitter every day. So it's an additional level of responsibility and transparency, so to say. But it opens up this whole new level of crowdfunding to launch a project, to make sure that your project grows, scales. So there's so many innovative ways, and I'm very excited to continue to collaborate with community members, entrepreneurs, builders, to find more and more ways that utility, NFTs, fungible tokens, and who knows what other aspects of the Hedera services suite can be leveraged towards innovative new crowdfunding ways of tomorrow that likely will become adopted as a standard in the years to follow worldwide.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said, Tudor. It's also, like you said, it's a great way to help the project at the beginning, at the early stages, to do those fundraisings and bootstrap the project, help it grow, and bring then a lot of value back to the community who has helped it right from the beginning. I'd like to get to the security topic because we're building a hardware wallet, and security is a #1 priority for our wallet, and it has been right from the beginning. Initially, when I started thinking of building the wallet, by the way, my background and experience is in electrical engineering, and I've 6 to 7 years of experience in the industry, automotive industry, military avionic industry, building critical embedded systems and computer-based systems for mission critical applications such as video processing, data processing systems on military aircrafts, things like that. So in terms of developing the hardware wallet, that part was very simple and straightforward to me, although it might sound very complicated for somebody who is not involved with developing secure devices like this. But building all of those systems, security was always number one priority. When you're building systems for industries such as military and avionics and automotive, security is always placed at the highest level possible. So with that mindset, I felt like this is going to be the perfect project for me I'm a passionate follower of Web3 and everything that's going on in Web3, but how I can bring value myself to Web3 through my experiences that I already had. And it seemed like just the perfect match for me to build this hardware wallet. I started doing a lot of research about 1 to 2 years back, looking into other hardware wallets in the ecosystem, what kind of electronic components they use, what kind of secure architectures they use, and quickly realized that the industry is really just beginning, and some of these companies don't even have a good understanding of what components can be used for a secure device like this. I started looking into, since the security, with IoT, a rise of IoT, a lot of companies pay a lot of attention to security, and there is a new types of electronic devices that are starting to come out that are very security focused. And knowing that, I started looking into what are some of the most cutting edge microprocessors and secure elements which can be used to bring that security standard even higher than what we've seen in crypto industry just in general. And I'm really happy to say that right now we have an architecture that is going to be even more secure than Ledger is known as the most secure hardware wallet in the industry right now. We're going to be even more secure than Ledger. From the hardware standpoint, the components that we have selected are higher security and have even the microprocessor, which a lot of these hardware wallets are using just generic microcontrollers. Even our microprocessor is security focused and it has a lot of cryptographic features already built into the microprocessor, which is going to enhance the security of the overall wallet by magnitudes of order. So, and from the software side, software is really important as well to make sure that it has protections built in place against all kinds of different attacks. Internally, we have a document that we are working on to make sure that we know all the attack vectors for this kind of hardware devices that have been conducted before. Looking at different papers, even we found a paper of
Andy, did you just rug? We can't. Can
Yeah,
you?
it dropped.
Let's see. Yeah, now we.
Yeah, I think I disconnected for a moment. Yeah, I don't want to make this too long. I just can say that we are looking into all of the different types of attack vectors that have been conducted onto hardware wallets, and we have a great architecture planned out from the software team, Builder Labs, who have a great expertise in this, and they have been doing a great job developing a software and firmware that is going to bring this hardware wallet to a new level of security. And from the hardware side, we have an architecture that is not going to be nobody has ever seen anything like this in the industry. I'll stop here. You guys can Tudor, if you want to go ahead and comment on security.
I just wanted to highlight the importance of security, and as HeadStarter, we always took security with utmost importance. We have a good working partnership with Haken, who is a tier 1 crypto auditing company, and also advisors for the project are people who have been well versed in for decades in the firmware microcontroller industry, as well as some people who have been working on, let's say, some leading crypto industry firmware projects as well. We're very happy to put together and to continue to build the Citadel Wallet into a product that us together as an ecosystem can get behind.
NFT, you had your hand raised. If you have any comments, go ahead.
I might have just missed this. Multitasking a little bit here. For the hardware wallet, will there be like a published security audit?
Yeah, definitely. So right now we're working on finishing the software and firmware development for the hardware wallet. And once that's completed, before going to market, we are going to work at least with 2 security auditing firms. Like Tudor mentioned, he already has a lot of connections through HeadStarter, doing the security audits on the smart contracts on HeadStarter through his connections. And I also know a couple of companies that have even developed applications for Ledger. So they are very familiar with hardware wallets and how what they need to pay attention to in terms of security of the firmware. But we'll have the security audits completed and presented it to the community, so we also gain the trust of the community. It's not just us saying our wallet is secure, but we want third-party auditing companies to also publicly say that this is a secure wallet.
Just wanted to make a comment on that. Additionally to that, I mean, within Hashpack, I mean, Nick, he's an absolute rock star at security. I mean, he has, all of the credentials to be, well, I mean, his day job is basically at a cybersecurity auditing firm. So, from our side, what we're planning to do is obviously, I mean, we already do this on a weekly basis, audit the entire code base, and when Citadel Wallet goes to market and all that, you can rest assured that like everything will have been tested through all of the different methods that I'm not even familiar with, but that's something that is paramount for any wallet, being software or hardware. So you can rest assured that on top of all of this, the audits that Andy was talking about, that from our side in terms of the connection and all of that will be constantly updated and making sure that there's no points of attack, because at the end of the day, like you said, Andy, security is paramount. And that's not only for hardware but also for software. And since we'll be linking both Hashpack and Citadel, that's something that we'll add into our weekly auditing exercise, and it's going to be super important.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also looking forward to getting your guys' input, since you're building a software wallet, and it's a really secure software wallet already. I have been using it right from day one when you guys launched it, and for a software wallet, it's already extremely secure, and I know you guys been putting a lot of effort into making it even more secure. You have features like creating an account through email, which makes sure that the private keys are stored even in a more secure way, but at the same time bringing that Web 2 very easy to use experience to users. I'm really looking forward to working with the Hashpack team as well to get them look at the code and make sure everything is as secure as possible. With a hardware wallet product like this, you can never get enough feedback. Anybody who is experienced, we can get in touch with and have a conversation with, look at the code and analyze it. It's all welcome.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned you have experience with like military and all of that, and I don't have a ton of experience in that, but I understand like the whole double and triple redundancies for aircrafts and that stuff like that. So I mean, having that in mind with any product is always super important, and the fact that we're already kind of thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead with all of that is super important. And yeah, again, I mean, super excited for this to come to market. Been waiting to get all my degen NFTs into a hardware wallet, and yeah, the time's almost here. So yeah,
really excited. I also wanted to talk about the ease of use aspect of this kind of devices or wallets or dApps. Web3 is known for being kind of clanky and not very user friendly because blockchain networks are kind of very slow and expensive, and people get frustrated using those networks. Mark, can you, since I can say confidently that Hashpack has been just just total Web 2 experience for me. Whenever I use Hashpack, I don't feel like I'm using a Web 3 product. That's how seamless the experience has been with Hashpack. Can you talk a little bit about the ease of use, the user friendliness, the seamlessness of these kinds of products, and what goes into making a product that is so inviting and easy to use?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much. I mean, I'm obviously biased, but I tend to have the same kind of experience. So I guess so. In terms of ease of use, what we have right now with the email onboarding, that was kind of a pivotal move for us because, like you said earlier, at the end of the day, if I'm a Web2 user, having to get a seed phrase and all of that, that's a big friction point. It's something that we're very used to as Web3 native people, but for people coming from Web 2 is very complicated. So in terms of how we kind of think and approach this type of stuff, we kind of approach it in terms of we basically engage with the people that seem from Web 2, boomers, and all of that, to make sure that they understand. And don't get me wrong, it's still a work in progress. We're working a way to even make it more seamless, because at the end of the day, like I said, like if we want to reach that inflection point of like mass adoption, Web3 has to look and feel a lot like Web 2, but with all the great stuff that Web3 comes with, right? So I can take pretty much any credit of that, but like Jacob's a massive rock star in terms of user experience and all of that, and our whole approach is like, really listening to the feedback of the community, finding the pain points that have some that are not mutually exclusive between the Web3 people and also the Web 2 people, and find a solution that works for both. So that's why we, although we still have we have the email onboarding, you still can get your seed phrase as a normal software wallet. But we believe that to make that next step, we need to start building these rails that will make it extremely easy for my grandma, my grandpa to get an NFT of whatever, or whatever. I think that this is going to be an effort from the industry as a whole, the Hashgraph as a whole, and I think that everyone in Hedera, what's great to see is that at the end of the day, like, the user experience is top of mind. So that's kind of how we approach it. Again, we just sit down with people that maybe are new to the ecosystem, and see where they're getting stuck. And then from there, if we receive enough people saying that they're getting stuck on the same place, then we go back to the drawing board and say, okay, so how do we make this more seamless? That's another reason why we created the dApp browser. A lot of people, although we're all super used to connecting a wallet to a dApp, that's a very Web3 way of doing things. Web2 people, they go in there, get something, put their credit card, and that's it, right? So that's why we created that browser, because then you already have your assets in there, and if you want to go and buy an NFT, go to a launchpad or anything like that, you can just do it directly inside of the wallet. And the feedback has been incredible, and yeah, I mean, I wish I could share things that are coming soon, but yeah, let's just say that we're working a way to make it even more seamless.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for everything that you guys have been doing, especially the dApp browser you mentioned. I mean, you guys are becoming the next app store, having all of those dApps integrated into the wallet, so you can access them and use them in a very easy manner without needing to go anywhere else. You guys been doing an amazing job there. I wanted to ask the same question to Tudor. In terms of ease of use, you guys recently just had the Earthlings Mint, which went very smoothly. I heard people had a great experience going on the website. was very easy to use, what kind of Web2 experience. What goes into building this kind of an experience, and has Hedera anything to do with that?
I think Hedera has everything to do with it. The fact that we can leverage such high speeds of the network, the high throughput in TPS makes it so that the minting process of new NFTs is pretty much seamless. Of course, we are still pioneers in the space. We all are exploring new territories as we go along, and innovating along with the core SDK of Hedera. And we hope to continue to deliver on a very good experience for our users. We have our expert there who's been doing an amazing job in Vladut. We kind of poke fun of him because he kind of like took the role of Dracula inside the team. I'm sorry, that was an internal joke. But nonetheless, for HeadStarter, it's been important at the beginning to have everything as intuitive as possible inside our HeadStarter app. That's why we started off with the application pretty much catering for swaps of IDOs in general, so swapping generally from HBAR to the new token. And this functionality, we delivered it since June of last year when we did the first round of our HST token IDO. And since then, we wanted to make sure that we improve the experience. We have a lot of utility NFTs that have different perks in the ecosystem. Some are already palpable. A lot of them will be more and more palpable as well to the users. So at the moment, for example, if you have a utility NFT coin of HeadStarter, the way that we gamified the solution is that you can either opt to continue to leverage the utility of said NFT, or you can burn it, and there will be a vested compensation in HST tokens that you can avail. This burning of the NFT functionality / utility is something that we thought is an innovation in gamification in itself. And these all come under the portfolio page that once you connect your Hashpack wallet with the HeadStarter dApp, you can tap into, as well as checking what is your tier in terms of HST token holdings. And the way that we do that is by making sure that we calculate your HST holdings globally, that is free HST that you have inside your wallet, as well as the exact number of HST you have in the farms that are on popular Hedera dexes today. So we look inside your portfolio inside the dex as well. Obviously, I think with the more and more features that come with gamification, with launches of new projects, with these crowdfunding events, I think that we can continue to deliver and improve the experience that people have when interacting with the dApp, with the minting or swapping of tokens. And one thing that is our core emphasis is making sure that the community has an intuitive experience on the dApp. We want to make sure that everything is as clearly explained and transparent to the user, whether that's from the project, the utility, the vision of the respective project, the terms of each round, to all the way to the way that the mint works, and the associated disclaimers. The Citadel Wallet project is unique, and we're very excited to see roll out some of the gamification applications that have been proposed by the Citadel Wallet team. And maybe we can tap into this going forward, Andy, if you like. But what I would be excited to hear more is on the design of the wallet itself and some of the unique features that have to do with the user interface there as well.
Yeah, this is exactly why I'm so excited about partnering and working with two great projects and teams, Hashpack and HeadStarter. Everything you mentioned, Tudor, it just shows your understanding and knowledge in Web3 and knowing what exactly people need to get that user experience, and just enjoy the process of participating in Web3 and not just getting frustrated with wanting to get those NFTs and tokens, but the process is so complicated and time consuming and costly that they kind of regret during that process that they're even doing it. I think Hedera's strength is in bringing that fast, speed, cost effectiveness, and the security. It has the highest security any network can offer to the community, to Web3. So then talented and experienced teams like Tudor's team and Mark's team can put together applications and solutions that can benefit from that speed and also bring that value back to the Web3 user. From Citadel Wallet standpoint, why we want it to be Hedera native is because we care about user friendliness of the device. We care about the experience of the user when interacting with Web3 applications, and nothing else can compare with with Hedera's speed and cost effectiveness. And if it was slow and expensive and frustrating for people to use, they would even not like the device that we're making for the network. When you connect try to pair the wallet with the software wallet and sign transactions, and it's taking a long time, and the screen is too small, you cannot really see the full message. You have to scroll through pages to see the message. The device is very hard to interact with. There's no touch screen. It's just two buttons, for example. The overall experience becomes too complicated, and for someone who's coming from Web 2, it creates a lot of barriers and obstacles. They don't want to give up the performances and experiences that came from Web 2. They want to benefit from the advantages of Web 3, decentralization, ownership, but at the same time, I think people value time and cost way more anything else. I know there's a lot of conversations about privacy. Privacy is important to people, but I would argue that saving time and saving money is way more important to people, and that's why we see people getting so excited and involved with these Web3 projects, which are all open projects. You can see the transaction history of all the accounts, what NFTs they hold, what tokens they hold, but because of that extra value of speed and efficiency and cost effectiveness of Hedera network, I think that's going to bring a lot of value to Web3 users and Web 2 users who are trying to move from Web 2 to Web 3. And with our device, we want to make that process so seamless. So when they buy the hardware wallet, they pair it with Hashpack. They don't even need to worry about private keys, them being hacked or stolen. They can just simply pair, connect, and sign any transactions they need on Hedera network. We're going to support all of Hedera services, including HBAR transfers, native tokens and NFTs, native staking. There's scheduled transactions, there's smart contracts, all of this cool services with added security. I think is going to bring a lot more users from other Web3 ecosystems to Hedera. And also my hope is we bring more Web 2 users to Web 3 through this device, through the network that is as performant and efficient as Hedera network. We're getting close to the end of the hour. I did want to give a chance to listeners to ask questions. So if anybody has any questions or comments. Doesn't have to be a question. Please request to speak, and I'll bring it up here. If not, anybody else has any last comments? Mark, Tudor?
No, I mean, I think that it was incredible finally making this official, and talking through everything. It was, yeah. I mean, we've all kind of been waiting for this for a long time, and it's almost here. So yeah, so super excited. And yeah, but that's about it. So unless, Tudor, if anyone has any questions, yeah, you can either request to speak, or you can always, just reach out to us individually. I'm sure that, Andy or us would be happy to take any questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. Obviously, I had a great time in the spaces here with y'all. I think one thing that could be emphasized on is that since we are all deeply entrenched in the community, we are very approachable in our discords, and obviously the fact that the leading Hedera influencer by many social media metrics is leading such an important project for Hedera. I'm speaking here about H-Bar to the Moon. I think we to the importance of this project and to the passion that is bringing behind it. I think maybe just as a small note, it could make sense to maybe, Andy, for you to tell us a bit more about the NFT drop that will be coming up.
Yeah. No, good point, Tudor. I wanted to finish with that. I hope everything that we talked about, it was clear to the community. And since there is no questions, I'm hoping that we did a good job explaining everything. And at the end, I did want to touch to that NFT drop that is coming at the end of this month. So tomorrow, we'll have the full white paper for the NFT project dropping on Friday, which goes into the details of all of the NFTs in the collection, what kind of utilities and privileges come with those NFTs. And of course, each NFT will come with a hardware wallet. So everyone who buys those NFTs, they will be able to claim the hardware wallet within after 6 to 8 months when we're ready to go to market. And the NFT launch will happen through HeadStarter. You will be able to go and connect and mint your NFTs. The NFT collection is called Guardians of the Citadel, and it just makes sense. Since the hardware wallet is called Citadel Wallet, we wanted to come up with kind of a symbolic a way to honor the project through an NFT project. So we created this knight characters that are going to protect the Citadel and make sure that your assets are secure. That's kind of the idea behind the NFT project. And the NFT project itself will evolve and grow over time as Citadel Wallet grows and evolves. But look forward to the white paper that is dropping tomorrow, and it will include the exact date of when the mint is coming, but it will be at the end of March. All right, so I think there is no questions from the community. I really enjoyed having this conversation with you, Mark and Tudor. I just enjoy every time I get a chance to talk to community members, builders, projects, one-to-one or in this kind of public forums. I just get really excited to see how far the ecosystem has gone as a whole. When I was just starting out with the Twitter account and trying to promote Hedera, the community was so small. There were no wallets and no projects, none of that. It was just a concept and idea that some of us passionate supporters gathered around and tried to support it. And now where I see how far it has gone, it's just a no-brainer that Hedera is going to be one of the biggest DLT networks in the world and is going to dominate in terms of utility, usefulness, community. We have a very strong and passionate community. It was just a pleasure to talk to you guys, and I'm looking forward to doing more spaces like this. And hopefully talk about more exciting projects, more exciting products being developed in the space.